The 15-Point Plan is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network.
Welcome back to another episode of the 15-Point Plan podcast. My name is Ryan Park Greigg, and as always, I am here with my amazing host, Jacqueline Smith. 15-Point Plan, Jacqueline, it's our system. It's our way of life. It's a way to take our energy level and raise it way up, and take our stress level and drop that way down. It's a system, right? It's a way that we follow things like movement, like hydrating our body, like getting a little journaling in, Jacqueline, right? Last episode, we talked about time management and influences, and we left them a little cliffhanger, didn't we, Jacqueline, on
Oh, yes.
me buying a house in the morning, but prior to that, the night before, it being one of the most scary, challenging, and frightening moments of my life as a parent.
Yeah.
We left with a cliffhanger last episode.
That was kind of rude, Ryan. That was kind of rude. But I don't do well with cliffhangers. Like, you know, when you're watching a show, and I'm the type of person that I like to have the whole season out so I can just watch the whole thing, because I really don't like waiting for the next episode. So,
well, we got to create a little suspense around here, right? We had a great last episode, then I had to wait all week.
Yeah, and I had to like block it out so that I could, not think about it because it would drive me nuts. So tell us what happened. Tell us the story. So this is before you closed on the house, or this is after?
This is the night before we closed on the house. And I guess I should give a warning that this is a little bit graphic.
Well,
jokes aside, like this is a little bit graphic. If you don't do okay with crashes or blood, then go ahead and tune off. Because I don't.
We can't show it, so there's that. But
I'm going to tell the story, and it's hard for me to tell the story. So again, if people don't like hearing about things to do that are graphic and people getting injured, just go ahead and log off. But the cliffhanger started with this, Jacqueline. I sent my son to his friend's house about 8:00 on Monday night. Mm-hmm. He was going to be home at 10:00. 9:30, I text him saying, "I'm laying down. If I fall asleep, wake me up when you come home." Now, he's just a couple blocks down the street. Goes to Yusuf's house all the time. 10:15, I get a knock on my door. I must have just fallen asleep. And it's Bentley's friend Yusuf and his mom. And I'm obviously confused because I realized Bentley was supposed to be home at 10. It's 10:15. Why is Yusuf, his friend, and his mom at my door, not Bentley? And they tell me Bentley has crashed a bike. He hit his head. He's bleeding all over. And we don't know if he's okay. So there's the cliffhanger I got.
Well, pause for a second, Ryan, so that we can tell everyone he is okay now.
He's okay.
Okay.
He's okay. Thank you for that. He's okay.
Yeah.
Him and Yusuf were walking down the street. They saw one of their friends. Their friends has a little electronic dirt bike. Mm. Bentley decided to give that dirt bike a try. And he thought, I'm just going to try this thing out for a quick second. I don't need a helmet. Well, he's never rode a dirt bike before. He jumped on that dirt bike. He hit the throttle. And you can picture the rest. It launched him right off. And he landed right on his head without a helmet. Again, he's okay. And now that he's okay, I can joke with the fact he was wearing my Ray-Ban Meta glasses, Jacqueline. So he actually recorded this all.
Oh, my God.
Jokes aside. And again, I can joke because you all know he's okay. I show up to a neighbor's house who I don't know. The boys didn't know what to do, but thankfully they knocked on the door of somebody. And thank God this gentleman had a little bit of first aid knowledge and was home and was willing to take the boys in. I walk into the house and there's blood all over. His white Nikes are completely covered in blood. His shorts are completely covered in blood. And I have no idea what's going on and if he's okay or not. And I lose it. I completely lose it. I don't do well with blood, period, let alone seeing it come from my son. And I lost it, Jacqueline. Like, I started shaking. I couldn't breathe. And I knew I had to get my shit together because I had to have strength so that he could have strength in that moment. And the only thing I could think of was, Ryan, you need to catch your breath. Like, you need to catch your breath. And then I thought, dude, you've been meditating for a decade. Like, this shouldn't be that hard. And I started to go into a meditation as I held his hand. And all that meant was I caught my breath and I slowed down and I just focused on my breath. And I put my hand on his chest and I felt him focus on his breath. And I just took deep breaths and I took deep breaths and I finally caught my breath and he's okay. And we got him cleaned up. And I realized, Jacqueline, like, we don't meditate for the easy moments in our life where I sit in a meditation room in the morning and I listen to the birds. Like, that's not hard. We meditate so that we have the ability, not if, but when life gets hard and these things happen and we're looking at someone that we love and losing control, that we can regain a little bit of control. And we spent about 45 minutes in the house. He got cleaned up. We had to then go back home, had to monitor him for a concussion, make sure he didn't fall asleep. And he didn't have a concussion. He didn't need staples in his head. It's not that bad, but it was really scary. And I don't know what I wouldn't have done if I didn't have a meditation practice that allowed me to regain my calmness in that moment. And I think it was a really good example of, again, why we should use meditation and mindfulness in our life. Not because in the morning when we wake up, we want to just sit and like have a peaceful moment. Life is freaking hard and it's really freaking stressful. And when things like that happen, you need a tool. And that's the only tool I had, and it got me through it. And I'm really thankful that I had that tool because I've never had to go through anything like that. And it was the scariest moment of my life. And then I had to wake him up the next morning and say, get in the car. We need to go sign documents to buy a new house.
Oh my gosh.
So, within about 12 hours, it was the scariest moment of my life as a parent. And then a really exciting moment because we got this new house. But again, what I learned was just, my gosh, what would I have done had I not had that tool of meditation? I would have been freaking out. He would have been freaking out. I literally almost passed out.
Yeah, that's so scary. And yeah, I'm the same way. I don't do well with like blood and those moments. I'm so glad that my husband is good in those moments because I'm not good in those moments. But what was coming to mind when you were telling me that story was you have a meditation practice, and one of the things on the 15-point plan is mindfulness and meditation. Mm-hmm. Other people might call that for them prayer. It depends, what you believe. So I pray in those moments, and I've been, because kind of where you started with this was like, anyone can do it in the easy times. Anyone can, even like what I do is I like to read my Bible and I pray in the morning. Well, like you said, you like to listen to the birds and meditate in the morning. That's easy. Anyone can do that. Right. Yeah. But it's in the moments of, well, in this moment, it was a moment of terror, but in the moments of terror or stress or where you're feeling frustrated, anything negative like that, what do you go to? Like, what is your go-to? Do you panic or do you lean on your practices? And so I've been doing something recently because I realized that I hadn't been, this has been like a journey from like last year. It actually started through like my pilot's license. So that's another story where I realized that I had been leaning on my own strength too much in my life. And so I started to just go back to, I'm going to pray about everything. Like the Bible says, pray about everything. So even yesterday, I was trying to get into a lockbox, right? At my listings, and the cell service wasn't very good. And so I was, have you ever had that happen where it's like, it's not working and people are coming soon. Luckily I was there early, so I had time to like panic about it on my own. But it's the worst feeling when they're standing at the door and you're trying to get it to work and it's not working. Anyways, I remembered, okay, Jacqueline, you said you're going to pray about everything. So I prayed, and guess what? The lockbox opened. So lo and behold, the lockbox started working, and I think it's just such a good reminder that, it's not just those big terrifying things that we do. We need those tools in those moments. But if we don't practice them in the simple moments, like you're saying, in the mornings or in the little things like lock boxes, then we probably won't reach for it, when we'll probably panic first. I'm glad that you eventually calmed down, um, for Bentley's sake, because you're right. Like, they need us in those moments to be like the calming, grounding force. So I think it's just such an important reminder that these practices, like whether you call it meditation or prayer, that whatever it is for you, that you are doing this as a daily practice, and that it's not, it's not just in the easy times, but work that muscle and make sure that you are going to it in the hard. So
yeah, exactly, Jacqueline. And like you said, like, you can call it meditation, you can call it prayer, you can call it, but I think we could also just call it like breathing. Because I think we mentioned this quote a couple weeks ago. It's like, let your first word be your breath. Mm-hmm. So another practical thought on this is, okay, you're at a red light and the person in front of you is on their cell phone and you just had a stressful day. You're freaking hangry. And the person in front of you is not going at that red light. And you're just like enraged because I want to get home. I want my freaking food. And you lay down the horn.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, maybe take a breath first. In fact, my practice on that, Jacqueline, is I give a 3, 2, 1 count. Then they get the horn. But when someone says something to you and you just go, gosh, that was annoying, or that wasn't nice, or that, like, before you go, oh, really? And respond, you just go, take that breath first before any decisions, before any reaction. And remember, nothing is that bad. Like, that person didn't intentionally, like, oh, Jacqueline's behind me, bet she's hangry, I'm going to sit at this red light and wait. Yeah. Who knows, right? So I like that. Like, it can be meditation, but it can just be breathing. And the more we practice this, the easier it becomes. Also, Jacqueline, like, what if we prayed in every moment, or we practice mindfulness in every moment, and we got a positive outcome from it in all the little times? Are we going to believe in that a whole lot more when the big times come? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we only talk to God when we need this life-changing moment, like God or the universe, whatever, they're kind of just going to laugh at us because they're like, oh, where you been all this time? Now you need us.
Yeah. One of my favorite passages is, trust in him, God, at all times, you people, pour out your hearts to him, for God is your refuge. And so when you think about pouring out your heart, that means, like you're saying, it's not just like the big moments. It's like every day, like pouring out your heart. And that is so important that you have that practice in your life. So I know this started with a scary, scary story. We are so glad that Bentley's okay. We are so glad that he got to be there to sign on the new house, because that's such an exciting new chapter for your family. And I'm really excited to see and hear all the stories and the memories that you guys are going to build in the new house together. So I'm glad everyone's okay.
Yeah, me too. It was a scary moment and a reminder to all parents out there. And it's like, yeah, we know, Ryan, but wear a helmet, right? And if your kid has like an e-bike or an electronic bike or one of these freaking dirt bikes, please don't let other kids ride them. Yeah. I need to have a conversation with that dude's parents and be like, hey, like, yeah, bad idea. I get it. It's my son's responsibility, but like, that kid should never have let Bentley on that dirt bike, period.
We actually had someone on our street. It's crazy that I didn't know that this is what happened before this podcast. So I'm finding out with all of you. But it was just like maybe 2 weeks ago, not even, on our street. So we live on a hill, and there was a kid coming around the corner down the hill on I think it was like an e-bike, and he was going really fast, and then a car was coming around the corner. He didn't see it. Oh. And he literally ran into the car, and luckily he was wearing a helmet, but his helmet went into the windshield.
Oh.
And And so luckily, like I said, he was wearing a helmet, or I really don't know what would have happened, because it literally penetrated through the windshield. And it was so scary. And there was a write-up about it in our community. But those bikes are scary to me, when seeing these kids like whip around on them, whether it's an e-bike or a motor like cycle, whatever it is. Those things scare me because they're just powerful, and you just have less reaction time the faster you're going. And so just be careful out there. It's summer. Kids are out on their bikes, kids are out later at night. And so just be careful out there, be safe, and enjoy the summer, but be safe.
That's right.
Yeah, we hope this episode was, I don't know, I was going to say helpful, but helpful, because it's reminding people to slow down and pray and meditate and be ready for these big moments by practicing it in the little moments.
That's right. Practice those things for when the hard time comes. You'll be a little bit more prepared, and have fun out there. Summertime, have fun and be safe. And share this podcast with a friend while they're out there on the lake and listening to the podcast, jumping in the water. Share it with a friend. Find Jacqueline and I on social media, Jacqueline Ray Smith and Ryan Park Greigg. Until next time, thanks everyone.
Bye everyone.